Hey everybody, Dylan with Dialed here, and today I'm going to walk you through the process of either adjusting your indicator needles or either adding one to the inside and the outside of the sight. So first, I'll walk you through the components that go into our indicator needles. On the outside of the sight, you have your indicator clamp. The inside of the sight, you have indicator washer as well as the indicator lock screw. So say we just wanted to adjust our needles to go with our individual bow setup. We'd just take a 3/32 head bit, and then we're going to loosen up that indicator lock screw. And then with our needles on the inside, we can either use our finger to adjust it, as well as maybe the tip of your screwdriver. And this is going to be different for everybody's individual bow setup. So say you have a 3-pin variation mag, you can set your needles to whatever you want. Once you get them to where it's going to work with your bow configuration, you can just tighten that back up. We don't need to put too much pressure on this, just a little bit to hold them in place. So now, say we wanted to add or take out some of our indicator needles. First thing we'll have to do is we're going to have to take off our inside switch tape ring. So we take our same 3/32 bit. Here we're going to loosen up the set screw that's on our switch tape ring. Get that out of the way and set that to the side. So say we wanted to add another indicator needle to the inside of our sight. We'll just take our bit again and loosen up our indicator lock screw. And this way we're going to take it all the way out. And as you can see, when it comes out, it's going to come out with your indicator washer and the lock screw. So we'll set that to the side. You can take your indicator needle, and then there's a gap on the ring on it, and that's going to line up with the little plastic piece on the inside of your sight. So you'll line that up with that, give it a little pressure on the top, and then you can just slide it in place. So it'll sit like that, all 4 of them in there. Same process if you wanted to take a couple out. You can just slide that one. So now if we wanted to add some more indicator needles to the outside of our sight, we would actually have to take the dial off. So take your 3/32 bit again, and you're going to have this little set screw that's holding your dial nut in. Give that a loosen up. Then we'll take our dial wrench, lines up with our dial nut, and start slowly threading that and get that out of there. Set our dial nut to the side. Then we'll just pop our dial out. And you'll see as you do that, this little indicator clamp is going to fall out. And that's what's going to go back on the outside of your sight, and that's going to hold your outside indicator needles in place. Set that to the side. Same process now for either adding or taking out needles on the outside of your sight. Line your notch up with that little plastic piece. Slide it in, sits right in there, as well as popping it back out. We ship all of our sights with 1 on the outside and 3 on the inside, so depending on your individual mag setup, you might want more or less. So now if we wanted to start putting stuff back together, I'll take my indicator clamp, and it's just going to line up in this little hole on the outside of the sight, and then the little tongue is going to sit flat on your indicator needle. And I like to hold that with my pointer finger, take my indicator washer and my indicator lock screw, and that's going to go on the inside of your sight into the little hole. I'll kind of just pinch it with my finger and thumb, and then I can just screw that down, and that's going to hold all of our indicator needles in place. So now we want to put our dial back on. There's 4 little tongue pieces that stick out of our gear on the inside of the sight, and they're going to line up with the 4 little notches cut out on our dial. So just get those lined up. Should pop right in there like that. Take our dial nut again, get that lined up so that your threads match up. I like to just kind of get it seated in there a little bit first. I'll take my dial wrench and start threading it on there, making sure it's going on straight. Now I got it tight, and usually I'll just take this and I'll back it off about a 1/4 turn, otherwise it's going to be too tight and your dial won't be able to spin freely. And I'll tighten up my lock screw on my dial again. Make sure that feels good still, which it does. Can take my inside switch tape ring, line that back up with my 0 on my indicator needles, tighten that screw down, and we're back together. So as simple as that. Same thing. If you want to adjust it, you don't have to take anything apart. Just loosen up that screw. You can move those wherever you want without taking anything apart. Hope this video is helpful for you guys. And of course, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out to our social media pages as well as our customer support email. Thanks, guys.